Okay, in this video, I want to talk to you about deal stage management and auto alerts. This is a really small thing to review. We're going to review this diagram I have in front of me, but I am going to explain why a lot of the times businesses forget to do this, how it's going to impact you guys for the good. And as always, number two, we're going to talk about if you're a bigger company, what else we could add to this, or if you're smaller, maybe you want to keep it simple, like something you see on my screen right now. So diving right into it, what is this about? Why do we even care? This is about having sales do less stuff in Salesforce and more stuff on calling people and emailing people and going to sales calls. That's what you hired them to do. So the more that we can make the sales team do their actual job versus having to do a bunch of admin stuff like this, setting up notes inside of Salesforce and updating their deals to the right stage, stuff like that takes away from their time that they have the day to actually do sales activities. So as much friction as we can reduce on the sales team, one, the happier they are and probably less frustrated they are with your company to want to stay. But then two, again, you paid for them to sell, so they can actually spend time selling. That's what we want to do. So when you have an opportunity in Salesforce, you're going to have some stages. Those stages are the stages of the deal. So what does it take to take this guy from being interested all the way to closing the deal? You'll probably have some stages like open or, hey, I contacted them, I sent the proposal, I sent the contract, I'm negotiating it, and then close one, close lost. You might have some different ones than ones I just mentioned, but that'd give you an idea of some stages that you probably have to go through in order to collect money from that person. So those stages, instead of making it fully responsible for the sales rep to update them every time that it needs to be, we can actually look for things that will naturally happen, and we can then auto update it inside of Salesforce for the sales rep. So an example, if they have a new opportunity and then they send out an email or they call that person, they're going to log some kind of email or they're going to log some kind of call. We can capture that and then use that as our trigger point to say, hey, looks like, so-and-so logged an email or they logged a call. That means this stage needs to go from open to contacted because we can see here they just sent an email. So it will move it along in the stage. When they send out a contract, it will capture that and it'll say, hey, there was a contract sent. We should move this into contract sent. And so for those different automations or those different triggers to have that automation, and it will take some friction out of the sales rep's life. This also helps your sales manager. This also helps your C-suite. When we zoom out, these things kind of seem small when we talk about them, but it actually helps the business as a whole. When you zoom out, you got to think through all the other tedious stuff that the other people are relying on these stages to be there for. So again, why do we even have the deal stage? Well, there's a reason, right? It's forecasting. It's trying to help the business understand who's a good sales rep, who's not a good sales rep, how long a deal cycle takes, how we can improve that from taking from, let's say, 30 days down to 10 days. If our sales manager is coaching the sales reps correctly, if we're hiring the right people, if we need to fire people, if we can actually forecast into the next year and then tell the rest of the company how much they can hire and how much we can spend on budgets because we have an idea on good pipeline that is available to us and how much in our pipeline we expect to close in the next 60 days. So there's a lot more implications to this than just saying, okay, hey, we're just updating the deal, right? There's a lot more stuff that ends up happening that the business relies on for this. I know this myself. I go through this as a business owner as well. I think those little things, I think when I first set it up, you're thinking, okay, it's not a big deal. I don't need to micromanage. And then it doesn't happen. And you're like, it's not the end of the world, but it does cause these problems for me thinking about the business because I don't know exactly where we're at. And if these things just updated, I would know and I wouldn't have to micromanage people. I wouldn't have to check in with them because it would be in the right stage, right? I would know that they're getting close to closing that deal. I would know if they have a problem on that deal. I would know if they're a good sales rep and it takes them, the standard time I expect to close a deal, or if it's taking longer and I need to coach them. So all that stuff plays a factor as well, which is why we want to do this. Another thing to add to this is some kind of alert. So not only do we want to update those stages for them, but we also want to prompt them to re-engage with certain opportunities when we expect them to. This is a use case here or totally made up. I just put 7 days. It might be 1 day, it might be 20 days for you. It doesn't really matter. The point being is, in X amount of days, we want to check in on this opportunity that just got updated. And if it's still sitting in, for example, the contacted stage, we expect sales reps to move it out of the contact stage within 2-3 days into a proposal sent, right? So if it's in there for an example, 7 days or longer, we know that there's potentially an issue here. And we need the sales manager or the sales rep to re-engage with this opportunity so that we can get some other eyes on it. So we have some additional automation here that will look to say, hey, has it been 7 days that it's been sitting in this specific? If the answer is yes, then we want to send the manager an alert to say, hey, opportunity 1, it's been sitting in contacted for 7 days, giving you a heads up, you might want to reach out to so-and-so that's on this deal. If it's not, this thing will continue to run every day and just check the opportunities that need to be updated and the ones that don't. So if it's not 7 days, it will just end and it will check back again tomorrow. So pretty simple. Again, I explained some of those reasons why this is so helpful. It takes a lot of the micromanagement out of it, helps you with your forecasting, tells you what you can do with your budgets, tells you if somebody's performing well, not performing well, how we need to coach them, what in the deal cycle is holding people up. So we can start to get patterns too. So if we know, hey, consistently the contacted stage is actually taking us, 20 days. Why is that? And it might be the leads that we're actually getting from marketing. We're not really targeting the ideal person that we want to. We're getting some leads in here, and it's taking a lot more research and time for us to tell them about services if we target somebody a little bit differently or teach them a little bit better in our paid ads, we can get some more qualified leads and speed it up once it gets to this process. So all of these things all go together within the business, which again is why this is so powerful. So it looks super simple when you first click this video. It does end up being a really powerful thing that we can do. If you're on these smaller scale things, this is probably perfect for you. Just something super quick and easy that you can set up and alert people. Now, if you're more complex, you probably don't always want to get the manager involved right off the bat. It might actually be an alert that you just send back to the sales rep. And then maybe after, a longer period of time, or when something a little more critical is happening, when they get to maybe the negotiation stage, maybe that's when we care to start looping in the sales manager to close it or get it over the line. So there's some customizations we can do there to make this more tailored to you. We can also add way more than just one. If you want several for every single deal stage, we could do that. If you only want one at the end, we could do that, right? And the same goes for up here of which ones we want to auto update. Maybe we want them to manually update the first few deal cycles from contacted to negotiation. And then after negotiation, we have some stuff that we can then auto update it into the right deal cycles. So again, this is all customized to your business. The point that you're seeing here is this is a basic way to think about it. And we can come in and do this for you today. So if you are interested, if that kind of strikes chord with you, there's a link below in this video, and that will push you over to our sales team. We look forward to speaking to you from here.